Hello. We sit here in this lovely studio on this Thursday. I'm Hels Slingboom, and we have visitors today to talk about the American political system. Yes, as you could hear, we have Donald Tolstrup, who is a journalist. Yes. We have Emma Hansel, who is up for election the next time the Senate have election. And at last we have Dr. Jones Rice-Cook, who is a professor in the American political system. Hello, Donald.
Hello.
We sit here, and I want to ask you, what is the difference between the Danish and the American political system?
Well, Hels, you should know that, but in the States we have the bicameral system, and it means that we have an election for the Senate and an election for the House of Representatives. It means that the winner takes it all, to simplify it. And in Denmark we can have a minority government, which means that the majority of the members of the parliament can be against the government. So yeah, that's the difference between those two.
Oh, thank you. Hello, Emma. Hi. Can you answer me? What is the difference between the House of Representatives and the Senate?
Well, the difference between the Senate and the House of Representatives is actually huge. To simplify it, I will say that in the House of Representatives, you are elected by the population. It means that the more population, the more members of the House in the House of Representatives. Well, it might be the most fair way to divide the power. In the Senate, every state got 2 members, and the population doesn't matter. But they are still up for election.
Oh, thank you. Now it makes much more sense to me because I didn't know it before. Yeah, thank you. And now we turn to you, Dr. Rice-Cook. Can you tell me, why does the president have the power to veto bills from the legislative branch?
I was hoping for that question, Helle. Thank you. Obama is the president of the United States, as you know, Helle.
Yes.
And Obama is able to vote or make a veto to a suggestion from the Congress. Yeah. And Obama can say no to a suggestion of a law. To take an example, the Congress could say, Obama, let's say that smoking is illegal. And Obama is able to say, no, it's legal. A very bad example, but I know you get it, Helen. But if 2 parts out of 3 of the Congress is against Obama's veto, he's not able anymore to make the veto, and he has to listen to the Congress.
Oh, that's nice to know. Thank you. Now we go back to you, Donald. I have a lot of questions for you. We just take them slowly.
Yeah.
How many Americans actually vote at elections?
Well, the number of the total votes at the American elections is very low compared to other established democracies. Actually, in some states, the voting percentage is below 50%, and it's a big problem in the states because not everybody is heard in the democracy.
That's very nice to know. Why don't all Americans vote at the elections?
Well, there are very many possible causes to the low election percentage. But I think the main reason why it is so low is that many Americans think that the American election is too complex for the population to understand. So yeah, they just don't go to the election boxes and vote for their candidate.
Yeah. Okay. Then you said that many don't understand the system, but what qualifies you to vote in the States?
Well, yeah, and it's actually also one of the other causes that makes it so different, so hard, yeah. because the population have to register themselves to actually get in the voting system. So many people just don't get done, and then they're not in the system.
Yeah, okay.
So that's also a big problem.
Yeah, I know. I can see how many people that is, so yeah, that's very difficult.
Yeah.
And now to the last question. Jones, what could be the pros and the cons of some important bills being decided on the federal plan or in the individual state?
Helle, I think there is positive and negative things with the topic you're talking about now, because when you're centralizing the politics in, for example, Washington, and you're talking politics all over the United States, you can do some big decisions about the global system, and you can talk as United States, as one country, but there is some decisions you have to make in the states. For example, in California, you have some other conditions than you have in, for example, Alaska.
I know in California you can drive when you're 16, but
Yes.
I think in Alaska it's 18, so that's a good example.
Yes. I don't know. I know you have some experience.
I don't think so.
So there is some difference between the politics in the whole country and just.
Thank you, Jones. And now we end for today. I want to thank you all for coming, Donald, Jones, Emma, for answering our questions about the American political system. Thank you, and have a nice day.